Hey everyone, welcome to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 live spoiler celebration. This is Zach Attack Reviews. I'm here with 1/3 of the Spoiler King, Brian DeGisley. How you doing, man?
Guys? Man, feeling good. You know what? I can't believe it's been almost a whole week since I've seen this movie.
You saw it earlier than everybody?
I couldn't help it. I was like, I took my kids out of school. We went right to the movie theater. Like, it was literally only like 5 of us in the movie theater. I was like, oh man, I hope it does okay. Then I just realized everyone was still in school.
Yeah. Or at work or something like that. Well, you saw it like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that?
Exactly. It was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 3D IMAX. I'm in there like alone, like, man. Ooh. Is anyone else here?
It's so funny. Like, I went on Thursday with my friend at the night. So I saw it like a couple hours after you. And he wanted to see it in 3D. I didn't really want to see it in 3D because I'm not a huge 3D fan.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think the 3D was necessary. Like,
it was totally unnecessary.
There was nothing there that was like popping. Like, the only thing I want to see in 3D next is Meg 2, because the shark stuff looks like it's gonna be great.
I can't believe we were supposed to watch it last night. I was watching it this morning. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it looks so crazy.
This is gonna be so crazy.
I never saw the first one, but I was like,
let me really? You never saw Meg?
Yeah, I never saw the first Meg. So I'm gonna check it out before. I definitely want to check it out because that looked really fun. I was like, this is like Pacific Rim. At first I said Jaws, but somebody said Deep Blue Sea. And I was like, yeah.
Deep Blue Sea.
And like Jurassic Park, just mixed in a comedic tone. And I love it.
I agree. I mean, that's exactly what it is. But it had a storyline behind it. So it wasn't just like crap. It wasn't just things that's being thrown against the screen and then say, okay, do you like the story? It was actually a pretty good story. It was pretty good acting. It wasn't like Sharknado. It was actually pretty good. You know?
It looks well made. It looks like a gobbledygook movie, well made. And I love that.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need a brainless movie, just well made and a decent story that you can latch onto.
I mean, that's what you do with movies. You want to go on a trip. You want to be able to not think about what you're doing. You want to have that fantasy feeling. So sometimes you
disappear into.
Exactly. You know, and that's why I was looking at Oppenheimer. I don't know how much I really want to see it. I'm going to see it. Don't get me wrong, because this is what I do. But it doesn't interest me because it's so real. And the fact that you know what's going on and you know how bad it really is. And it's going to make me feel bad about, being like, we were really terrible people to be able to build this thing.
I don't need to be reminded again.
Exactly.
Yeah, if I wasn't doing this movie review channel thing, I probably would skip Oppenheimer until it got to streaming. But because I'm doing it and I feel like I need to be informed of the conversation that's probably going to happen, because like Barbie is going to be the mainstream thing. So like all of the mainstream casual people are going to be talking about that. But the really like movie people that I'd be involved in on Facebook and Twitter, they're going to be on that. So I might take that day off and see both of them just back to back.
You know what? And that's what we said. Watch Oppenheimer and then watch Barbie to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, I really hope it doesn't suck because
if it's long, it's going to be hard to watch. I mean, because we know how bad the story is. Yeah. It's already going to be hard to watch.
And that's the thing with those type of stories is like, how do you make it interesting? How do you make the drama interesting? Since a lot of people already, and then the thing is, a lot of people might not know the story at all. Like they might know how it ends, but not how it got
begun. Why do we start down this road?
Yeah, and the aftermath. I think the trailer got me intrigued because I was just like, what happened after they detonated this bomb? What was the repercussions? And that's the part I'm most interested in.
I mean, how much do they want to go into it? Because are they going to go and talk about what really happened? What's up, Zach?
Hello, I made it.
Hey. Good. We're just about to add another person. Okay. Hey.
Sorry about that, guys.
Hey,
you're good, man.
No problem.
It's Dave.
It's Zach. I don't have a fan, so
No problem. I might have to do that too. I got somebody I have to help in my house as well, so I understand.
Did I miss anything?
No, we were just talking about Oppenheimer and Barbie and
Barbie.
how I'm gonna go see Barbie first.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I told you I want to see a second because I wanted to cleanse the palate. I just needed to like reset me back to like, okay, yes, I like the fantasy world again. But Oppenheimer's just gonna be hard to watch. It just is, and it's not even the summer blockbuster really because we still have what's the movie? Oh my gosh, with what comes out? Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible is
I'm so excited for that.
is the better
That
one.
looks good.
So it's going to be so good. It's going to be a better movie. It's the real summer blockbuster. So Oppenheimer should have. I think you said something about this. It should have been released in November.
I said
Yeah,
that.
I
I said it's a
saw-
November movie released in the summer.
Yeah, I saw a couple trailers for that, and it didn't really appease me all that much.
It's one of those
Really?
trailers like famous person, famous person, famous person.
Yeah.
Josh
And
Peck.
it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like Asteroid City. Like I watched
Asteroid
that trailer. That was
City,
one of the
exactly.
worst trailers I've ever seen in my life, especially in the theater.
You're
I
like,
was
so
like,
Yeah, that's so weird to me.
What the hell is this?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Like I don't mind weird movies, but it looks weird just to be weird's sake. But like there's nothing that's like making me like, oh, I need to go see this.
Yeah.
I agree. That's exactly. There's a lot of movies that it's more like a movie about Hollywood, kind of, or those type of movies that are about the story instead of giving us an actual story that we want to enjoy. And those stories, I
Yeah.
hate those type of movies. Like, no, give me something that's actually happening. Give me a plot. Give me those type of things. Do your job. Don't just like, say, oh well, you're gonna come see it because look at all these people in it.
Yeah.
You want to see
Either-
that? Go see Babylon. That's your Hollywood movie right there.
Either
Exactly,
write a
Babylon.
good story and a good script, or go on strike. Oh,
Wait,
wait! I
wait.
spoke a little soon. Spoke a
Oh,
little soon
oh
there.
Lord.
Oh,
Oh Lord.
too
that's
soon?
Hey man, I
Maybe not
support
soon
them.
enough.
I support them, and
I do too.
I don't mind Stranger Things getting pushed. It hurts me, but I rather them make a great final season than a haphazard one that they have to film fast. So yeah,
Yeah, I just worry about the contracts with the kids.
Yeah.
How
Because-
old are these kids going to be?
Yeah, exactly. Right? They come back when they're 30.
yeah. Because Millie Bobby Brown, even last season, I was like, whoa.
Like, how you pretending to be a little?
You don't look like
girl?
yeah.
It's like
you
Nothing
look
about you
like
says
21.
little girl.
She looked. I'm like, you look like you're about to be 20. Like this,
Caleb McLaughlin looks like he's about my age. He literally
especially
looks
right now.
like
Oh my
full
God.
beard. I was looking like, dude, this is nuts. She looked crazy.
Yeah, and then
Let there
not
be
Will.
light.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect. Now I can see your face.
I know.
It's not Will. Who's Will's brother? The one that looks 11.
Mike?
Mike.
Yeah.
He's starting to look a lot older too. His like face is getting drawn in. It's like long. I'm like, Jesus.
It
Yeah, these don't
happens
look like
when
kids no
you
more.
start filming at 12 and stop in filming at like 40.
That's
It's
true.
like the Karate
Yep.
Kid all over again. Like,
Yeah,
They,
geez.
they really been doing this thing since like they were like 10. So
Yeah, it's wild.
that, what? And honestly, it makes me give more respect to Harry Potter again. They did that series right. They kept it going with the kids' age. Like they weren't
Mhm.
30 trying to pretend like you're 18. Like they
yeah.
release it every 2 years. We're going to release a movie. We're going to keep it going with these kids. That's the way you're going to do these things. But it's hard. You don't know if they're going to be hits. So you don't want to sign up to these long-term contracts, and you don't want to invest the money into the writing of the story unless you know what's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna
Well, we're
work
getting
these
a
kids to the
reboot
bone.
series now, so
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
our good old Max.
Yeah. Oh God. That's such a dumbass name. How you name a streaming service after a person?
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Did you go see Max? What you talking about? Babysit? No, the
No,
service.
the
What
streaming
service?
Dumbass.
There was nothing wrong with HBO Max.
I would say, but what's wrong with HBO? This is one of the most iconic 3 letters, things that you ever got in all cinema. So knowing what HBO is, why just going with Max? Like, okay,
I don't know.
In all fairness, though, I will say no one's ever said, "Hey, did you go see Disney Plus?"
That's true.
He makes a point there.
That's true. Because most of the time people are babysitting on that.
Yeah.
Throw the kid on the couch, put on Bluey, and then and leave them for hours.
Coco Melon and be done with it.
Yeah, Coco Melon.
That's how it
Those
works.
2 shows do better than all the Marvel and Star Wars shows.
Not. Oh God.
Yeah,
It's true.
I
Really?
think Ahsoka's going to break that trend. I really do.
Hopefully.
That and I mean, just we have some Marvel stuff that's going in, but most Marvel things are cinematic filling. You know, so
Yeah.
sometimes you really deserve to see it in the cinema. So that's kind of, I think we always run into that problem.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the Marvels, and then on the movie front, and then what's streaming?
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion, which I think looks
Invasion.
more like a movie than the Marvels does.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you. That's very true.
But we'll see. Let me see what's on the chat. Perp Minus said he's looking forward to this. Hey Perp, thank you for being in the stream.
Hey, man.
Viewer Drew, hey, what's up?
What's up, Drew?
What's up, Drew?
He said he saw Guardians of the Galaxy in Dolby. That sounds like it's a
Dude,
great
Dolby
time.
Cinema, yes.
Especially with the music. Oh yeah.
Oh, that soundtrack. I've been listening to that all week.
Yeah. Derp said hi.
What's
Hey
up,
Derp.
Derp.
He said, "Talk to Me will definitely be summer horror movie to watch." I'm excited for that
I've
as well.
heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was on your guys' stream yesterday, I said that's probably one of my most anticipated movies for July. Yeah, that and Who Cloned Tyrone, because it's just gonna be some weird ass movies.
Yeah.
I know what they expect from Barbie. I know what they expect from Oppenheimer, but I don't know what they expect from Who Cloned Tyrone. That
Dude,
sounds
the
insane.
Meg. Did you see the Meg 2
Meg 2?
trailer?
Yeah. the Meg 2,
I
we were talking
reacted
about
to
that.
it.
Yeah.
I reacted to the trailer. It looks insane.
That's gonna look like dumb fun.
Yeah, and that's all I need sometimes.
But that's all, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You want to take, sometimes you just want to take it, you know, take a day
Yeah.
off. You want to enjoy being in fantasy world.
It's
This
like
is what these are for.
it's like Jerry Maguire. You had me at Jason Statham holding a Meg with his foot. That's all I need. I'm there.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, did what? I had to zoom in on my face. I was like, this is ridiculous. Hermione said, "What do you mean, Zach? ScarJo Nani? That's all the more reason to watch the movie." Oh God, I have enough movies with ScarJo I could watch other than Asteroid City.
Who's watching? We all can't die first.
Oh,
I'm definitely going to see that immediately.
I saw
as
the
soon
trailer.
as it comes out.
Funny.
this was made for me and Brian.
Oh, it is
Oh,
perfect
my
for me. I cannot wait.
I hope it's good. I hope it's not just a bunch of jokes and it's actually a good horror movie as well.
Yeah.
It should be. I mean, the little clip that we got. I mean, we saw it first on. You know, what was it? What was that clip that we were watching? The first
Trailer?
no, not just the trailer, because it was on TV first. Like this idea.
Okay.
So the idea was on TV, and it was cool. It was funny. But now they get to put a horror element in it. And I don't know if it's going to be horror or is it going to be like Wayne's Brothers type of stuff.
Or like scary movie.
Oof. Yeah.
I got scary movie vibes.
I can see that. That should be fun too.
At first, I thought it was gonna be like Saw. But I'm like, no. This is more of scary movie vibes.
It might be a spoof on Saw, like how Scary Movie was a spoof on Scream. This is a spoof on Saw and The Collector and stuff like that.
We need a new scary movie.
I don't know.
I don't know who's gonna write it.
Yeah,
I mean, we have a
that's
lot
the
to
thing.
work with nowadays.
That's true.
But that's the
It'd be
problem.
Funny.
The
Yeah.
problem is life is so scary.
But like spoofing like high-end aura, like the Hereditaries, The Witch. Like I could see someone doing a good movie like that.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers thinks otherwise because of money. Well, everything is because of money, you know?
Hey,
Yeah.
I've been saying that. Wait, I've been saying that. I remember I said like this whole thing with the Flash. Everyone thinks we know what's going to happen. Once it hits $2 billion, the whole thing changed.
The whole
Like,
era. The whole
If Ezra
situation
Miller makes
is
$2
boring.
billion, you're like, well, was it
It
really
does-
that bad? It's just all of a sudden you start hearing those things.
Was he really that
Ezra
bad?
Miller is not going anywhere. I can tell you that right now.
I've been saying it, man. I was like,
James
this-
Gunn, who plays Zod again? Michael Shannon, and then that random producer all have been supporting him. There's no way he's leaving.
I'm telling you, man, it's almost sickening because it's like I don't want to support it, but this movie looks so good, and we're gonna have Michael Keaton. We're gonna have everyone that we want in that movie. It's going to be a great movie, and he's going to be there no matter all the stupid stuff that he's done.
And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. With all the stuff that he's done, we don't know the full details of everything that's happened. I've heard conflicted things come out from like, oh, he attacked this person, but then I hear that they did like homophobic slurs to him first. So it's like I need to feel the full story. I need him to get tried, and then I'll be like, okay, he's trash. Because they're like, oh, he kidnapped a kid, and then they find out, oh no, he didn't kidnap a kid. It's just like it's too much confusion.
Didn't he? But I thought that he pleaded guilty on some of the counts already.
He didn't. He hasn't gone to court yet.
Controversy.
I don't know why it's taking so long. It's taking so long. Jonathan Majors got court today. Like,
yeah, Jonathan Majors said, no, we gonna hurry this stuff up. Hold on, this got to go quickly.
There's a couple more charges on Ezra, though, isn't there? Like he's got
it's a lot.
Hawaii and Amsterdam or wherever he broke into the people's house. And
this man is an international menace.
He's been around.
Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace, Ezra the Menace. But what I'm hearing from this last movie is that he's like the best part of it, which didn't surprise me, but surprised me at the same time.
Still, the nostalgia of it, Michael Keaton, is hard to kind of pass.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I think because they focus so much on him and he does a great job with what he. I know he was going to do a great job because I saw him in the Snyder Cut and I was like, okay, this is better than what they showed before.
I mean, they could have showed someone on the toilet and it would have been better what they showed before. I'm just saying. Well, this is better. I don't mind. You know, it's better.
Gotcha.
Touche. You're right.
Luke Ponto said, "What's up? Hey, Luke. Thank you for joining the stream."
Well, Luke.
What's going on?
Clay.
Yes.
Hey, the moderator of my chat. Thank you for joining the stream. That's my man. If I'm ever live streaming and I'm like, damn, I don't got nobody, I know I'll have one.
Yeah, I got Clay.
What is better than none?
Yeah, well, yeah. Talking to that abyss. And we're all there, you know. Yep. Well, you haven't started streaming yet, Dave, but Zach streams, right? You know how that is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go on and you don't know everybody gonna show up.
Or you're 15, 20 minutes late, so you're even the people that knew you were coming.
They bounced. They're out.
You started the stream. You hoping your numbers go up. You're like, does that say 2?
Look at 54.
Oh man.
Okay, so Drew asked a good question. We can ask this at the end after we do the review. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in alphabetical order. Brian goes first, Dave, then Zach M, then me. And if someone's saying something and you feel like you want to interject, just raise your hand, and then so we don't talk over each other.
Okay.
So let's just talk about initial thoughts. Brian, go first. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
So
first
off, I love this movie. I just want to let you guys know that from the beginning. It was well written, well acted. It gave me, sometimes you want a finishing of a movie, of a trilogy. You want to get everything that you've ever thought about. You want to get all the answers. You want to get the answers to what's going on with Quill and Gamora. You want to understand what Mantis and Quill are going through. You want to understand how everyone's fitting in. You want to understand how this is a second group. How's this group going to be different than before? You want to see Drax get his fairy tale ending. That he doesn't have to die. He didn't have to die to get everything he needed. So like that, it hit all those things. It hit every single one. It brought us brand new characters. It gave us a great villain, and he was villainous. He wasn't like the anti-hero. He wasn't, I'm actually a good guy a little bit too. It's just you got everything you wanted in this one movie, and it wasn't too long. And actually, the 2.5 hours, I felt like it was over. I was like, that's it. That's all we got. I was very, very happy. I'm just very happy that we got this movie and they did it this way. So that's me.
Okay, Dave, go. Let's see you can follow that up. That's a big shoot to follow up. So initially, I loved this movie to death. I thought the pacing was fantastic. The emotions were there the entire time. I'm not gonna lie to you, I cried. Rocket's story literally made me cry. It was funny. I was sitting next to these two elderly women next to me, and they were getting so invested into it. It was like awesome. Like I said, the characters were written well. The pacing was amazing. I enjoyed all 4 of the interactions between all the Guardians. The villain felt like an absolute heel. Like, I was rooting for him to get his justice. I'm like, you, sir, are a egomaniacal douchebag, and I want you to get your gists. And I walked out of there feeling amazing. I'm going to go see it again tomorrow.
This is why I like watching Dave's videos, because he's just so passionate and excited, and it's so engaging.
It really
I
is.
felt it when he said douchebag. I was like, damn, yeah. Even if I didn't see this movie, I know he is. That was great. Okay, Zach, you got 2 big shoes to follow after.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think of all of us, I'm like the least hyped on it. And that being said, I really liked it. So I came out of the theater and I did my little theater reaction thing. And I said I was slightly disappointed, but I really liked it. And everyone latched on to slightly disappointed and was like, I'm so shocked. I can't believe that you like thought this. I was like, no, I liked it. I did. I think, you know, when you go into movies, sometimes you have directors and filmmakers and they talk about beforehand, this is what I'm trying to do with the movie. And this is what I'm trying to accomplish. And then you watch the movie and you come on and you're like, I don't know what that guy was talking about. I didn't get any of what he was saying at all. But going into this movie, since production, James Gunn has said this is going to be the final Guardians. You're going to feel the finality and you're going to explore Rocket's origins. And he nailed both of those. Like what he set out to do with those 2 visions was across the board really, really good. I have some like mixed things in the middle, which we'll talk about throughout the stream. But the finality of it and Rocket's getting the complete story of Rocket is where I think this movie really shined.
Yeah, and that's why I was excited to have you on, because I remember you saying that in your out of theater reaction and when I watched your review, how much you like, because everybody's praising it. Well, fans are praising this movie. Critics are kind of where you are. Where
80%.
with your opinion, yeah, but it was lower than that. But first, before the movie came out, it was at like 75, and then more people got to see it, raised up to like 81. But even that's still not as high as you think it would be, because I think the quality of the film, I thought more like I seen some bad reviews. Like I would see like, who's the 20% that doesn't like this?
Yeah.
So I started like reading through them, and it's just like James Gunn's comedy is just not for them, which is fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think that some of it is also the superhero fatigue, which I don't think is a real thing. I just think that there's like agendas going on that they want to mask that under and everything like that, because when a great thing comes out, everybody just like this, everybody loves it. So it's not really fatigue. They just want great stuff.
Yeah.
For me personally, I love this movie. I don't think it's the best thing ever. Like some people are like, this is the best MCU film. I saw somebody said this is as good as Endgame. I was like, oh, relax. Relax.
Not Endgame, no.
No. But it is one of the best MCU films. I think it's the best Guardians film. And I think it was the funniest out of the 3 for me personally. I think this had the best action, and it just felt like the most confident the writing, the directing, and the character work has been out of all the films, which makes sense. It's the last one of these versions of these characters. It makes sense that they're going to be their most confident. All these characters are finally fully realized, and I just loved the darkness of it. Like I like dark stories. Some of my favorite comic book stories are the darker stories, and the fact that he was able to balance like having a fleshy looking weird planet that has a hole in it and it looks like a sexual innuendo with Rocket's backstory, making me get attached to CGI animals and almost tear up when they get killed.
Almost. You monster.
I didn't cry. I didn't cry at all in this movie. I might be getting desensitized. I don't know what's going on. But this movie didn't make me cry. The last movie that made me cry was Beau Was Afraid, but that's a whole different story.
I was too confused to cry.
Maybe that's why he was crying. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I still need to see that one.
Yeah, check it out. I'm excited to see that review. Yeah, some of the highlights for me and the standouts is I love Karen Gillian as Nebula. I think that she's one of my favorite characters in the MCU. I think she needs more work personally as an actress because what she's done like small stuff like Duel last year and this Netflix movie I like a lot. I forgot what's a Gunpowder Candy or something like that. But she just hasn't got enough work. She did a great job. Her upgrades to the character that she had with the wings and the new arm, awesome. Didn't see that coming. I don't know how to say the villain's name. It's like I don't know
his real name.
Yeah.
Okay.
I messed it up during my review. The guy who plays the villain, he's been around a long time. He was in Peacemaker with James Gunn. He did a good job there, but he did a great job. I don't think the villain is like a top 3 MCU villain, but I think he's a bit of a lot of the mediocre ones that we've gotten. He's like right there in the middle, like just right above, but he's kind of under like a Thanos, Loki. Because a lot of people forget about Loki. Loki's a fantastic villain.
Yeah,
but are they really villains though? That's my question to you.
Loki was a villain. He was trying to blow
Loki was mean,
but he also had the other part of him. Just like Thanos killed planets and millions of people.
Terrible people.
Yeah, but he also had a very good point and valid points, and he was more like that. They weren't just villainous. You didn't hate them. You knew they're the bad guy. I feel like I hated this guy when Chuck Woody was doing this stuff. I was like, "Hi, evolutionary, I hate you." Like I literally think you're the worst scum ever. But I don't feel that way like about Thanos. I don't feel that way about Loki because he's had so many other good things. Even the series that he's done other things. You understood why he was the way he was. You understand why Thanos is the way he is. The High Evolutionary is just a douchebag. That's just what he is.
Yeah.
And that it starts at the top, and I don't think we've gotten a villain that's just totally evil like this.
Malekith.
Malekith, yeah.
Malekith.
People forget about him.
Good.
Yeah, Malekith was just
the movie was terrible. The movie was terrible. So that's kind of you know what? And it's not my favorite movie. I have to say it's not terrible because I've been going back watching these movies and I realize none of them are terrible. It's just not my favorite anymore. Like, you know.
People think like if you're not the greatest MCU movie, then you're bad. It's not. No, that's not necessarily. You might not go rewatch it all the time, like how I rewatch some of them. But I watched Dark World in the theater, and I had a good time with the girlfriend that I had. I left there like this was good, but I wasn't like this is the greatest superhero movie ever. Like no, but with this, I was like, I think I said it in my review. I think this is one of the best superhero movies made to me because it shows them trying to save people. I think the MCU has missed that a lot with the heroes like trying to save people and being heroic and doing stuff to save them. And that's why I'm excited for James Gunn to do DC stuff because that's what DC excels in. The heroes saving the common person, and that's why you love them, not just fighting themselves all the time. And he did a great job with that. But yeah, I don't want to go. I'm talking so much. What is some of your favorite moments? Brian, you go first.
Oh man, it's just it has to all go with Lila, Floor, and Teets. Like anything to do with them. Oh my god, I was just like, man. And then when they're dying, and they get killed, I am like heartbroken. I was like, I cannot believe you made me care about this character in 20 minutes. And give me a backstory of this character in 20 minutes, and then you kill them, and I actually feel it. That means you did a great job with your direction. You didn't just throw some people up there and just like, oh yeah, care about them. Like I don't care about you, but they did, but it also added to the story and added to Rocket's story. So I mean, anything that dealt with that, because Rocket's story was superb. And it makes you even go back to Guardians 1 and 2 and realize why he was doing the things he said or the things that he said before. Tank always talks about when Tony Stark said, "What's this Build-A-Bear doing here?" And he said, "I don't know. That might be what I am." It hits differently now. Now that you hear it, like you realize he really was going through those things. But they did all that in a scene that went like that. And the more you dive in, I mean, this movie has so many parts that are just like that. That it's a quick hitting thing, like what between Nebula and Gamora. That's small.
I love that.
Right? It's a small thing, but it's huge, really, because if you have brothers or sisters or anything like that, that sibling thing, how much they've grown with that, that means a lot. I talk all the time to them. Just those little things, and with a story that we've gone around 3 movies in, those little things are really what added to me. Yeah. Adam Warlock probably could have done some better things, but everything else is good.
You up, Dave?
Yep.
Favorite moments?
Definitely Peter and Gamora. That dynamic relationship from 1 and 2. I missed Endgame. Okay, don't get upset with me. I went back and I had to look this up.
What?
I'm shocked.
Sorry, I'm a late bloomer. My apologies.
That's fine. You continue.
No, it's great because honestly, because your animation, how excited you get about stuff. You see Endgame, you might just you have to be on stream by yourself for like an hour just to get it all out because it's so good. It's like literally the best movie I've ever seen. Like
turn into a
superhero
Super
movie.
Saiyan God over here on after Endgame.
Yeah, man. But yeah, continue. Gamora and Star.
Yeah. What was I at? Oh yeah. Their relationship from 1 and 2, and then leading into this film where Gamora's like, dude, I don't know who you are. Whatever you thought we're nothing. Like, leave me alone. Throughout the whole time, there's just like, Gamora wants nothing to do with him. And then throughout the end of the movie, she's like, wait a second. I'm slowly remembering who you are now. That was like really cool. And then another moment I enjoyed was the whole interaction with Peter and Nebula. You have a really nice set of eyes. So, yeah.
That worked better in the movie than it did in the trailer.
Yeah, it did.
Zach M.
Yeah,
You're up, man.
and I apologize, Dave. I'm going to spoil Endgame for you a little bit. What you find out in Endgame is that's actually She-Hulk, but she's got amnesia. They just play her as Gamora in this one, so it's a big twist. I'm sorry, man. I know that you probably want to discover that for yourself, but
I am dead.
It makes sense, actually.
Anyway, yeah, no, best parts. Definitely, like Brian was saying, the rocket flashbacks were my favorite parts of the movie because I watched Volume 1 and Volume 2 right before going into Volume 3 because James Gunn had said that like in his eyes this is Rocket's story, so I kind of wanted to like get freshed up again, and the stuff that happens in the flashback is so consistent to what Rocket talks about in Volume 1 and Volume 2, and it adds a lot of context, like Brian was saying as well, to what Rocket is referring to and what he says and what he goes through in those movies. It's actually really, really impressive that it worked out so well all these years, all these films in between. It was still able to land the landing with that. And the corridor action scene was pretty cool when they were all fighting. I loved that.
Bruh.
And the ending. I loved the ending. The ending was definitely probably my favorite part of the film. It was like the strongest for me.
This is probably one of the best endings to a superhero movie in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, real quick, can I add one little thing?
Yeah, of course.
When they said, Drax, you were born to be a father,
Mm-hmm.
I started crying right there.
I knew that was
as a dad,
You know
that
what's funny?
it really affects me. Like I was
when he said that, I thought about you in the theater. I was like, because you're always talking about the father, and I was like, oh man, Brian is gonna be loving this.
I was sitting there, I was like, yeah. It was such a good part. So I just wanted to add that.
I love the opening. I love how like they like just show you, because a lot of people didn't watch the Christmas special. So I love that they kind of show you where they are, that they're around a lot of people, because the first two movies and even Infinity War, Endgame, they're kind of just to themselves, but they're kind of like spreading and like growing their family basically. And then while you're like, oh my god, yeah, I love these guys, Adam Warlock comes out of nowhere and just start ruining everything. And I thought it was a great introduction to that character and how brutal it was. This is one of the most like, in terms of like seeing bodies crack and how it looks, that I've seen an MCU be. Like, I didn't even think you can do all this in a PG-13 film because of, Mantis' hand being bent that way. That shit had me, just the way he caved in Nebula's chest, just everything that he was doing and just beating all their asses up. I was just shocked. I was like, I thought he was going to be a bigger character throughout the movie because of the way they introduced him. I think that the scene where he was trying to have a conversation with Gamora by herself with the blue button, the most childish, stupidest shit ever, but it works so well because he writes kitty jokes really well.
Yeah.
And everyone's done something like that. You sent the text message to the group chat instead of the person, or you thought you were on three-way or one-way, and then there's other people on the conversation. They're just silent. Like, it's just a relatable thing where you're like trying to have a personal conversation with someone, and then there's other people there. You're like, it's like cringy and embarrassing, but in a good way. I got to give a shout out to James Gunn's wife, Jennifer Holland, when she got shot in the leg. I laughed out really loud with her reaction. That shit was funny. I was like, this is amazing. No wonder he hires her all the time. She's great. And yeah, like the fighting corridor, one of the best action scenes in a superhero movie, obviously. And I love that third act, everyone got to shine. Everyone had a purpose. You weren't just standing around. You weren't there just for no reason. It was dynamic. And I love that James Gunn has an imagination to make alien stuff look weird. I feel like a lot of MCU alien stuff looks like Earth stuff, but just a different color. Like, I feel like aliens be having the same suit texture as the Avengers. And I'm like, why would they have the same suit texture?
And then so he put it on his head. He said, I want to put exactly Earth, but it's going to be everything different. And that's brilliant. It's brilliance.
And yeah, like there's a whole conversation about like, oh, this movie's doing so good and everybody loves it because there's no woke stuff. And it's just funny because this is a Giant PETA commercial. And so Giant PETA commercial is a giant commercial for like how government oversight when they just like drop you here and then like let you just be how stuff go to shit. And now it was like the kids getting beat up and the drug dealing. Like there's commentary in there is just written well. That's the difference. So yeah, those are some of my favorite moments from the film. Let me see what people are saying in the chat because we've been ignoring them. Mayan said, hello everyone, can't stay because I want no spoilers, but left a like for support. Appreciate you, Mayan. You've been a cherished member of my community. Clay said Thanos had a horrible point. He just good at talking.
Hey, I got a t-shirt that says Thanos was right. I have a t-shirt that's amazing.
Look, I don't know, Clay, when in Endgame, things were peaceful on Earth. And then when the Avengers fixed it, Falcon and Winter Soldier showed, shit went back to hell. So you're wrong. Jonathan said, howdy, hi, y'all. Hey, John. Thank you for joining the stream.
What's going on?
Oh, damn, Zach, you got Clay gonna watch Volume 1 again.
It's good.
Yep.
Yeah. Kevin Bacon inducted on the back of the newspaper at the end. The sound of cereal only at the end too. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
A lot of people didn't see it. A lot of people didn't see that.
Yeah, that after credit scene was worth it just for that moment.
Yeah.
Just to tie it in. Yeah. I said something on social media. Okay, we're not talking about Superman Legacy right now.
Yeah.
We'll save it. I'll save it.
Red Skull is right. A soul for a soul.
That's shit. Soul for a soul. So let's get into some stuff that you may, negative stuff. Things that rubbed you the wrong way. I have some stuff. I have like more stuff than most people do, but Brian, I know you think this movie's almost perfect, so I'm excited to see what you got.
Don't get me wrong. Like, so I love this movie. I really do. It's probably my top 10 MCU movies. I probably could count 8 or 9 movies that are better, but I love the way the trilogy ended. But there's some things I didn't like. Most of it has to do with Adam Warlock. Just turns around him a little bit. Even his relationship with Aisha, You know, so technically she's his mother, right? And then she dies, and he's like, even if he's a baby will still have some type of reaction, you know, no matter what. Even if he is, you know, as dense as those characters from TMNT 2, you know, like the baby, the Snap Turtle, and yeah, like that's where every time he talked, that reminded me of that. I was like, man, these fake Bebop and Rocksteady people, like every time he was talking. But even though I didn't love that part, it didn't bother me. Like it just didn't. I thought that the Highly Evolutionary should have been a little bit smarter, but he was so arrogant. I understood why these things kind of got through him. I didn't like the fact that Gamora. I thought Gamora was going to understand the Guardians a little bit more and start to see them as someone I could be with, but instead they chose to show that she already found a family with the Ravengers, and that's just my own personal thing I would like to have, you know, but that has nothing to do with the movie and the way it was run and the way they did it. And also I love the fact that they threw an F-bomb in there. So that was pretty cool. We finally got F-bomb in the MCU. That was great. Man.
Yep.
I wish they didn't release the clip beforehand. I wish I would have saw it in the movie and been surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I really did love the movie. I love even the Kraglin seeing Yondu. That was so well done. And it's a small thing, but it's well done. The only thing, maybe I wanted a little bit more Rocket, like alive instead of flashback it.
Yeah,
there's a little bit more of that, you know. But you know, overall, obviously, I think I give this movie a 9 out of 10. So it's not that much I'm going to talk about. So I'm done.
Dave, you're up.
And put me on the hot seat. I gave this movie a perfect score. Now you want me to find negatives with it. The only thing I could find is Cosmo the Space Dog. I wish she did more. I enjoyed what she did in the Christmas special, but I figured they'd give her more since this was the finale. So, I mean, other than that, and Adam Warlock, that's really about it.
I can see that. Yeah, I thought Cosmo was going to be a bigger deal with them introducing the Christmas special. I thought she was going to be like along for the adventure, not just like home.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Zach M, how about you? I'm really interested.
All right, let's see.
Oh, he's brought the notepad.
No, I don't have a notepad. No.
That was amazing.
Yeah, no. First of all, I love that like Brian's negatives just slowly turned back into
positives.
I love this movie.
Yep. He does that all the time.
I love that so much.
I do.
He loves movies, man. He can't do it.
No, it's great. Positivity, bring it on. I love it. Yeah, Adam Warlock for sure was like, did he need to be there? Not really. It kind of felt like James Gunn handed in his script to Kevin Feige, and Kevin Feige looked at it and went, you know, you teased Adam Warlock in your last movie, right? In the
man.
Yeah, and James Gunn was just like, crap. All right, yeah, we'll fix that. But Adam Warlock in this movie kind of reminded me of Vision in Age of Ultron, because in Age of Ultron, Vision came in really late, and I didn't know Vision as a character, so I was like, who's this robot guy? I don't care, don't really need him. And then he became as the movies went on, he became a character I really liked. And I can see that happening with Adam Warlock as well. Like right now, I'm just kind of like, I don't really care, but Marvel is so good at introducing or they have been in the past, introducing characters in one movie and then progressing them in other movies to make you fall in love with them. I mean, just look at Scarlet Witch, look at Wanda.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening with Adam Warlock going forward. Honestly, Gamora stuff did not work for me personally, and that was my biggest question mark going into the movie was, how is James gonna do this? Because I'm not even gonna act like I could do it better or anything like that, because I had no idea how he was gonna do it. I had no idea how I would do it. As much as I love Infinity War and Endgame, wouldn't change them. They definitely threw a wrench in James's plans with Gamora, I'm sure. So I think he did. I could tell he was trying, but the struggle still came through for me. I didn't understand how she was suddenly with the Ravengers. That didn't make sense to me. To me, that kind of felt like a safe, easy choice to just kind of throw in there. Because, like I said, watching Volume 1, Volume 2, Gamora didn't have any connection to the Ravagers before Quill. And I don't see the Ravagers as like this club that you can just knock on the door and be like, "Hey, can I join?" And they're like, "Yeah, come on in." So and the last time we saw her in Endgame, she was on Earth. So how did she get off Earth? How did she get with the Ravagers? I need
That's
more
a
explanation
huge.
there.
That's a great thing. That's a great question. But only thing I will remind you is that in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, she was trying to sell the orb, doing what Ravagers do: take something from someone and sell it out. And she knew to go to nowhere. So like she was already kind of on that plane. If she would have done that, the Ravagers would have already been there. So eventually, she's running enough that she would have run into them. So,
I guess so, but that was a would have. It didn't actually happen.
did not happen. So I mean, that's you're not
So,
wrong.
Yeah. So and like I liked the idea of Peter realizing that like this girl's not her anymore and having to deal with the loss and stuff like that. I felt like the movie specifically focused on that on the Orgoscope planet, the membrane that was living. And it was just like this sequence of Peter berating her and just being like, "Yeah, well, you didn't used to be like that. Now you're just a dick. Now, no, you weren't like that. No, you weren't like that." And just like hassling her, and she's like, "Dude, get over it. I don't like you." And then for the rest of the movie till the end, they didn't really have any scenes together. It was just like this one sequence to kind of like, okay, let's get this out of the way. Now we're gonna leave Gamora on the ship with Rocket. She didn't really have that much to do in like the second act until like maybe a little bit in the third act of the film, even to the point that when like Peter gets rescued and they're all hugging, she's just like kind of standing off to the side, which made sense for what she like as the character that she was, but it was also kind of like a representation of me of like, oh yeah, she's just kind of here. And that's kind of how I felt throughout the entire movie, was she's just kind of here because Zoe Saldana probably just like had to be for the contract and finishing out the trilogy with the rest of the cast. And so yeah, I was really hoping that was going to work for me, and in the end, it just didn't.
Okay,
that makes sense. Just to piggyback off of that, like, I do think that Infinity War Endgame threw a wrench in for James Gunn. He even said it. He said if I had my say, Gamora would have died.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he wanted that relationship to blossom or something like that. Maybe they ride off into the sunset. Maybe she goes to Earth with him. Who knows? But I do feel like that's the only part that like kind of ran in place throughout the movie. The whole conversation of like, yo, I don't like you, I don't know you, like that kept happening over and over, even almost towards the end. So I feel like he didn't really have much for that. I didn't mind it. It didn't detract from the movie too much, but I see what Zach's talking about.
Did
My
you guys
major
feel about like that she was saying it so much, it was almost like she was trying to tell it to herself too. It was almost like she was trying to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like she was like, I feel like it was like Dust, the Lady Dust protests too much. Like, you know, you don't say that all the time, you know, unless you do have some type of feeling of a connection. I thought they could have played off of that, and they didn't. You know, that she had that connection, and it just kind of went away.
There was a little bit of that at the end when she kind of like says, "I bet we were fun." Like there's a little bit of that. Like I could see how we might have worked. But throughout the rest of the movie, not really. I didn't get that feeling.
So, like, tie into what Zach just said as well. One of my major issues, like what I said in my review, my thumbnail said almost perfect. And I think that the reason why I think that it leaned into the gags a little too much, like too long, and some of the emotional moments like that. The Drax being stupid moment just went too fast. That's something that should have been like it shouldn't have turned into a joke right away. And just other emotional moments that I feel like could have breathed a little bit more if we didn't, tell Drax to sit up on a couch 17 times. It was funny, but I feel like that time could have been used for other stuff. So just the balance of that a little bit. What's up, Dave?
I'm gonna need Joe to stop hating on Drax so much, please.
Hey, I love Drax.
I love Drax. Like, I understand where Dave Bautista comes from, because he's like, damn, this character's a badass in the comics, and I'm an idiot in the movie.
I was
like,
I was shocked. We didn't see his nipples once in this movie. Like they were covered up the entire time. I was
he
surprised.
said he didn't want to
It's
show
like
no
Dave
more.
Bautista said, I'm 53 years old.
Yeah.
Stop having me shirtless.
He was serious. He
Yeah.
meant it.
Yeah. There was some, even though I think this is really well written, there are certain parts, like two specific scenes that I think wasn't well written. The part where Rocket's trying to get out, and those guys are shooting, and they hit everybody but Rocket. I thought that was stupid and silly. I was like, are these Star Troopers? Did you get these from Darth Vader from a far, far galaxy? Like stormtroopers, not Star Troopers, but yeah. Like I was like, what? Like they could have at least made Rocket dodge or them jump in Rocket's way. Just something a little more to make that make sense. Because they were like in the back of the cage, the door was kind of large, and he's right there, standing still. And I was like, what? And then also the one that bothered me more was Gamora doing that transmission to Adam Warlock's mother. I was like, she didn't change her voice.
Yeah,
she still had her accent. Like, how can you not tell that this is not the person you're supposed to be talking to? I was just, that took me out of the fun and I was like really immersed in the movie. That took me out a little bit. I was just like, what?
Well, I mean, she
was just like,
never did hear Aisha's voice, so she didn't.
Yeah, but if you hear an
be
unknown voice, you shouldn't be giving your coordinates to it.
That's
you know, that's what I'm saying. It made me feel like, oh, Gamora. I thought this Drax is a stupid. If Drax would have did that, like, all right, it's Drax. But Gamora, who's trained by Thanos? Nah,
I just thought
I
thought that Nowhere had like I don't know if it makes any sense at all, but it had like people on the line like taking messages like, oh, he's not available. I'm taking a message for you because that's the only thing that will make sense. Because I agree that it doesn't make sense any other way.
Yeah, I was just like, what? It would have been cool if because those beings are robotic. Like Adam Warlock, the gold people, right? It would have been cool if she just changed her voice. That would have been a cool, funny moment to show, like, oh, they are intelligent. But they just did the most simplest, stupidest way. But Dave, I saw you had your hand up. What's up?
I just thought of another thing that was kind of odd to me. Did we really need to save every freaking animal on the spaceship?
Yes. We don't leave anybody behind.
Yep.
Animals are important. This is a PETA commercial.
I don't care if it's a PETA commercial.
I don't think you got the message of the story.
Every living being matters. They
all
just
matter.
can't just be humans. They all matter.
Leave those kids in the cages. We don't need to save them all.
Oh no. Zach Maline's views are not reflective of Zach Attack reviews and the rest of the yeah, I think those are the two major issues. I think the movie could have been a little longer because we got more from I didn't realize the movie was 2 hours and 30 minutes.
2 hours 30 minutes. Yeah.
It felt like 2 hours, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I kept telling people, oh, the movie's 2 hours, and I looked it up, I was like, wait, that was 2 hours and 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I could have did another 20. But I would have liked a little bit more from High Evolutionary in present time. I would have loved more from Adam Warlock, just to give him time to grieve over his mother's death. Why was he taken out of the pod early? What's the stone in his head? Because in the comics, it's the Soul Stone. Obviously, they're not doing that because it's something different. Like, give us a little more context to the character. What's up, Zach?
Yeah, no, what you just said about like breaking him out of his cocoon early. One of the things I was kind of surprised about, and I think like in traditional storytelling, maybe that's what would happen. But when Adam Warlock just like comes in at the start, like it was abrupt. Like it was like it just kind of came out of nowhere. And I was kind of like, I would have expected like the movie to have a scene where like you catch up with the Guardians and then you cut to the High Evolutionary maybe going to the cocoon and breaking it open and getting Adam out. And, you know, Aisha's like, no, he's not ready or something like that. And then he says like, I need you to retrieve this target. And then you reveal that target was Rocket. Like I thought like a scene like that might have made that a little smoother for me. Because when he just like smacks Rocket through all those buildings, I was just like, oh, whoa, okay, then.
Here we go.
I agree, but I think that's something that we're gonna find as in deleted scenes because it made sense. It felt right into the story. Like, you know, why was he breaking out of the cocoon? They're trying to let us know that he was broken out of the cocoon early, but without having to go into it. So, you know, they missed on that scene, but they deleted it out there because they didn't want another 3-hour movie because they didn't want them trying to make it like Endgame or Infinity War.
But I did have another question because Volume 1 and Volume 2 are taking place roughly 3 months apart from each other, I think is the timeline. So it's still 2014. And at the end of that, we see Adam Warlock's cocoon. And then this movie is taking place in 2023. So how much time did Adam need? Like,
I think his brain was the age of a 10-year-old.
It felt younger to me than that. It felt like a 5-year-old. Or somewhere around that range.
I feel like he
Well,
felt
Brian, as someone that's had a 5-year-old,
yeah. I was saying, like,
do you
as-
feel like
it felt like someone who is just a play, like likes to play around a lot, that doesn't have the context of how to be an adult, how to have an adult conversation or adult thought process, you know, but not just 5-year-olds are like all about me. He seemed like he was more like, I don't understand these concepts at all. And
Okay, that's fair.
because of that tells me like
because
he's
he's literally
8,
just
9,
been put
10.
in the world?
Yeah, so that's a brain of an 8, 9, 10-year-old, that type of thing, and he can't understand complex ideas yet.
Okay, I just thought of like the scene where like Kraglин's arrow hit him, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Who threw something at me?" Like it just came across a little on like an even younger side to me. But you actually
I
have
threw
kids, so
something
I'll
at an
take your word
8-year-old.
for it.
I threw something at an 8-year-old one time when I worked at a school. They had the same reaction.
Yeah, if you take one of those,
Wait, what?
you do a slingshot and you just hit him, and someone hits him, who threw something at me? That's exactly how they act. I'm telling you, like look, a third.
Shoot,
Not
that
that-
was a
not
12,
that-
13-year-old.
I thought I used to do that with slingshots to 8-year-olds. I'm just saying they act that way.
I did. I was a bully in my after-school program.
Dang it, Zach.
They had to toughen up a little bit, man. They were getting bullied by the bigger kids. I was like, look, I'm the bigger kid right now. If you can't take this,
I'm getting paid to bully you right now.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's all jokes. I didn't bully kids.
Once again, this is all about Zach Attack reviews. That has
Yep.
nothing to do with Spoiler Kings. So Zach Moline talks jokes.
Come on,
or
Zach.
movies.
You gotta.
We don't
you
need
gotta.
Dave show. We doesn't. None of us all agree with that. That's all
No.
Zach Attack's reviews.
Nope.
That's all this guy.
Damn. How fast people turn on you.
Exactly.
Let me see what the chat is saying. Derp said this film is the best since No Way Home. I like Phase 4 movies, other than I actually like all the Phase 4 movies,
I think I'm
but
gonna
lesser
agree.
degrees. But okay.
think
I like
my
Eternals
agree.
more than most people, so that's a very different movie. I know. Don't do that. But that's not a fun movie for people, so I get that. At least for classic entertainment value. Yeah, oh, I agree with that. For classic entertainment, blockbuster value, this is the best movie since No Way Home. Hey, Anthony, thank you for joining the stream. Guardians 3 Rock, the High Evolution was an amazing villain. I love to hate him. I think we all feel like that. We love to hate this guy. There was no likable features. Oh, before I move on, did you guys expect him to show his face getting peeled off?
No.
Holy crap. I was like, he got away with a lot in this movie.
Like
I expected a
PG-13
red
is like
skull.
PG-15.
It didn't seem that bad to me.
This should have been rated R.
It didn't seem that bad to me. Like
Really, like a fleshy under, like
it
his
looked.
face all
I don't know. Maybe if it looked more rubbery to me. Maybe when she was taking it
Mm.
off, and then like even his face underneath, I didn't think was like, beyond the rating limits. Like it kind of looked like Red Skull to me, just not red. If that makes sense.
It was
Okay.
like bleeding still. Like you seen his
Yeah,
face
it looked a
being
little bit more
peeled
real.
off. That's what it's
A
like.
little bit.
You know,
I think as a kid, I was thinking not for me. Like I obviously I watch scary and movies and stuff where it's way worse. But I was thinking if I was like 8 and I'm watching this movie and that happened, that's gonna be my nightmares for a couple weeks.
Fair enough.
but what if my face falls off?
Oh, I gotta say, they gave him the fight back beat down. Oh my god.
Dude.
Yeah, they took him down.
I thought he was gonna fight back, and he really was just there getting his ass kicked.
Would not stay down.
Would not stay down. That's a spinoff about the. Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna get a Ravager spinoff because you don't hire Sylvester Stallone, Miley Cyrus, and the guy who played Lex Luthor, and then do nothing with them.
I think we're gonna get another Guardians movie.
Oh, we're definitely getting it.
Oh yeah, Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus wasn't in this one. She got replaced.
Oh, she did.
Yep.
Oh wow. I guess because the person didn't talk, so it didn't make no sense to even hire her.
Yeah.
Like Pete Davidson was in this movie and he didn't talk. So
Yeah.
Gamora was such a bitch at the beginning of the film, but she redeemed herself towards the end. I like the green booty too. Anthony always bringing the spice into the chat. Like Zach told me the day of the movie, the F-bomb should have been dropped when Rocket found out he was Raccoon. Yes, I did say that. I think that would have been a better, because the whole trilogy and Endgame, and he's always been like, I'm not a raccoon. I'm not a raccoon. So for him to see that he's a raccoon, it would have been funny and go, fuck.
I'm like, damn raccoon.
I did enjoy how they did it, because I mean, we've all been there with like someone understanding them not being able to open the door, because this is like, you know, so beyond her thing, her thought process. It's like a kid with a rotary phone. Like, dude, dial 911. They're like, how the fuck do you know the 911? Like, you're like, fuck, oh my god, just do it. Like, what the hell? So I kind of felt it real hard. I was waiting for it. I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. Oh yeah, this is it.
And there's some people who didn't realize it happened. There's like a plethora of people that didn't hear it. It like,
because it happens. It's just in your daily conversation. You exactly what you would have said anyway.
Yeah. So in their head, they were like, they didn't even realize it's the first F-bomb of the MCU. And we're probably gonna get like 17 of them in Deadpool. So this is gonna be nothing.
Deadpool.
I was gonna say when we're gonna have in Secret Invasion.
Yo,
it's Samuel Jackson.
Do it once.
You gotta let Samuel Jackson just be himself. Let him do it. Yeah.
They teased it in Infinity War. They teased Infinity War.
This motherfucking burn.
Hey, Through the Lens, thank you for joining the stream. I did watch your review, but I didn't get to comment on it yet. But yeah, great guy. Definitely check him out. Subscribe to the channel. Adam Warlock definitely did not need to be in the film, but he had me crack it up. I think he'll take over the Drax character and decide to move forward with the new Guardians team.
Yeah.
Whoa, is that an emergency? Is that an emergency going on? What's going on? You got me
I was telling you I have 20 minutes before I got to do the other show.
Gotcha, I got you. We're gonna get you out of here soon then. Okay. Let's see. Hi guys, I'm sorry for not being a part of the Zoom chat. Busy night. No problem, Cineview. Thank you for joining the stream. We will link up eventually. Gamora and Analog both felt forced into the movie, but I think James Gunn made the most out of it. Agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Not Zach terrorizing after school. This is not what I meant when I needed toxic Zach.
Coming to a theater near you.
Oh, you can't get canceled before we get to 500. Come on, man. No.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be terrible. I'm at like 501, and you just see he goes down to 447. I'm like, yeah! They found the tweets.
The toxic tweets.
Yo, honestly, if I ever blow up, I'm so scared because I don't know what the hell I said in 2014 on Twitter. I can't even go that far back.
Oh man.
Luckily for me, I made a whole new one, so
I might have to do that.
They'll still find it.
Yeah, they'll still find it. Deactivating Twitter doesn't mean it's gone.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say? So, in terms of ranking of the Guardians films, how would you rank these films? Same order: Brian, then Dave, then Zach.
I really liked one. Just so understand, I'm not one of those people that hate it too. So I'm still gonna go 3, 1, 2, but understand that they're a lot closer for me than it will be for everybody else. But one was really good. The introduction to them was really good. So if someone said 1, 3, 2, I would totally understand.
Okay, Dave, what about your ranking?
I think Brian just took my ranking.
Yeah.
I was gonna do 1, 3, and 2.
Yeah, they're perfect. What about you, Zach?
At the moment, and I have the right to change in the future. At the moment, I'm going 2, 1, 3.
2, 1, 3.
Like 2 more.
Volume 2 really grew.
It was good.
I watched it a couple days ago.
I loved it every single time I watch it. Like literally, if it's on a channel on TV, I'll stop and watch it no matter what's going on because I feel like the story is really good. Yeah.
You still have TV?
I have Hulu. I have Hulu.
There you go.
I still have cable and TV.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't even remember what that's like.
It's been a long time.
Man's a relic. For me, it's probably 3, 1, 2. I think that this is the most confident that James Gunn has been in any of his superhero movies, even including Suicide Squad. and I just think it had the best ending out of all of them. The characters are fully realized. I laughed the most through this one. I don't hate 2. It's just not my favorite. Like, it's lower down in my MCU list. It's like in the middle of the pack, but 1 and 3 are higher up. It might be in my top 10, top 15.
Yeah, I'm with that because I even with 3 right now, I probably rank it like a 91. I'll probably rank 1 like a 90, and then 2 is like an 88. So it's like this is not like these huge drastic numbers. Like just because I have 2 at the bottom, 2 is a lot better than a lot of other movies I've watched in the MCU.
Yeah,
I thought the story was good. I thought the way they did this stuff made sense. Without 2, you really want to understand the closeness, how they became a family, because you saw through 2 how they really were counting on each other, and how Quill and Rocket are really becoming best friends. You see the whole arc. So 2 really is important in the arc forms of all these things. So that's why I thought that it was a great movie too.
Yeah, that makes tons of sense. I like.
Plus, I love Ego.
What a dirtbag!
I hated Ego, man.
We talking about like terrible villains with no redeeming factors. I think Guardians might be 3 for 3 with that.
He had a great hair. That's his redeeming fact. He had great hair. That was great.
That's all it takes.
Hair, of course.
He had that Zach Maline hair.
Exactly. It's like, oh man,
But he doesn't have the Zach Maline stash. No one has the Zach Maline stash.
You can't even. You don't even have to. You don't even have to comb in the morning. You just wake up and it's just that way already.
Okay, so yeah, because you got a couple minutes left before your next show. I know Dave has another stream he's going to be doing. Zach has to sleep. And also my things be going for 3 hours, and I'm not trying to do that today. Let's give like final thoughts, final verdicts. Also, where do you want to see this new team? How do you feel about the new team for Guardians, and where do you want to see them next? Like, do you want a Guardians 4 with a new creative team? Do you just want to see them pop up in other people's movies? Give me your general thoughts and stuff like that about that. Brian first,
I don't think we're going to see a Guardians movie for a long time, if we do ever. But they will be in all the rest of these movies. And when we get like to Battle World, Peter Quill will be there and Rocket will be there. They will they will pick them up and they'll say, "Oh, we need to go I need your help." And then they're going to go to Battle World because Rocket's going to figure out how all this stuff is going down. And I mean, it's going to be epic within that. I also kind of I enjoyed the way they ended it without ending it. But Adam Warlock is also going to be something. The more he matures, like Groot, the more powerful. You got to understand how powerful Adam Warlock is. So it's going to be great. He's going to be a great character going forward. I think that they're going to really let him mature and become a character that we're going to end up liking a lot. I don't think we ever see Drax again. I think we never see Gamora again. This is the end of their line. And Mantis, I think, will pop out of nowhere, just come out of nowhere, just like, oh, that's Mantis.
I hope she has another Infinity War moment, like where she pops out of nowhere, subdues the big villain, and is like, I've learned all this stuff while I was gone, and becomes her
no longer afraid. She's no longer like Wanda. No longer afraid, realizes the extent of her power and how strong you can be, and you can go ahead and be throughout the entire universe without being a scared little girl. I thought that was probably one of the most important things in the entire movie. You don't have to be scared. You have everything it takes to be brave inside of you. You don't need to depend on anybody
Drax
else.
Saying like, "Oh, you need me to be able to protect you." He's like, "No, I don't." I love that moment.
I just hope Mantis makes all the Kang variants fall in love with each other. That's how we defeat them.
Can you imagine like they just all humping each other because she's like
the biggest orgy ever.
That's Loki. That's Loki too, guys. Coming October.
What's up, Dave?
Is it bad that I kind of wanted Mantis and Drax to have like a
Drake? You want to go to Earth with Drake?
Yeah, no.
Hotline Bling.
I can see that. Mantis and Drax having that type of relationship, but Mantis had to grow, and so that's why her character development was important. And Drax, was done. I mean, he's a father. He has all those kids. He has like 300 kids now. That's gonna be awesome to see him with 300 kids.
Don't be surprised if they don't show. Everyone comes back for Battle World. I can see them like, hey, just one last time for Zoe Saldana, one last time for Dave Bautista. Just do this for us, and we'll not bother you again because we're gonna have a whole new set of characters for the next Avengers film. So
yeah.
Dave, final thoughts and verdict on it. How you feel about the new team and where they're gonna pop up?
So I think we're gonna definitely have like a Rocket spinoff. I think at some point down the road. I do think we'll have another Guardians movie, but it's not going to be 4. It's gonna have some weird spin-off title like Guardians New Blood or Guardians Next Gen or something weird like that.
Yeah.
So I do see that happening. And I agree with Byron. I think this movie ended off perfectly without really ending it off. You know how some movies end it off and then like, oh, wait. We're not really done after they've already said they're done.
Yep.
John Wick 4.
Exactly.
Can't turn down
my
that
final
movie.
verdict.
Zach.
Yeah, like I said, I do like this movie. I think it's good. I have some mixed things within it, but I also think this movie shows that they just need to stop using the volume on these Marvel films because this movie looked absolutely gorgeous, and the visual effects. I know that Dune won a bunch of visual effects or won the visual effects for the Oscars last year, and I'm sure Dune 2 will like do well this year. But the visual effects on Rocket and Teefs and Lila and all of the animals there was like jaw-dropping. So like I hope they get recognized at the Oscars for that because it was incredible. As far as predictions for the future right now, I will say I think Star-Lord, and I wasn't going to say this before the movie, but now that we've had that card of like legendary Star-Lord will return, I think he's going to lead the Avengers. I think they will pull Chris Pratt in to be the star to push that forward, because you look at the Avengers right now, who do they have that would put butts in seats? And they've got Spider-Man, but he's still Sony adjacent, so they don't have full control on him. But with Star-Lord, now that they have him on Earth and Chris Pratt's this big star, and it's 100% their character they have full control of, they can determine where it goes. Right now, I'm thinking that he will lead the Avengers, and I think for now, Rocket and Groot will definitely show up in places. I don't know about a 4th Guardians film, at least not in the immediate future. Like it would be a while before we'd even consider that. I think they're going to really let this sit for some time.
Yeah.
I love and hate that idea you just said about Star-Lord. I love it because it makes total sense that he goes from finally become the leader that he was always supposed to be from one that he claimed he was, but he wasn't, and then becoming this great leader in the 3rd one, and then going to lead the bigger team in the Avengers. But I hate it because I want Sam to lead because he's Captain America, and Captain America should be leading the Avengers.
And
so
I don't know who's going to follow Star-Lord. What real superhero is going to follow Star-Lord with his arrogance and anything? You need to show there's something more, something else in you. And I think it takes sometimes a military type of person that also is understanding to be able to lead a group of that's like that. That's so ragtag. And I don't think Star-Lord has it in him because he has no military anything in him that I don't know that's not perseverance, but just this order, the understanding the order of things and how to motivate someone internally because you've been through it. Like I don't think he has that inside of him. I think
it could be a big 3. It could be a big 3. He could be the Thor spot. You know how Thor is like technically a leader of the team, but he doesn't really like lead.
Yeah. Okay. Those are good points. Actually, those are good points. But I think he will definitely at least be a member of the Avengers.
Oh yeah, he will be. He will be there. Yeah, that's not a doubt.
I can see Sam, Captain Marvel, and Star-Lord being the 3 figureheads. Like Sam is the guy that like leads. Captain Marvel's the one that like, I know all the space shit. So, and we're dealing with space cosmic stuff. So I'm here, like that Iron Man spot where like he had the money so he could support him. She could support him when it comes to cosmic stuff. And the Star-Lord, nah, he's not cosmic really.
And not Spider. No, he will be. And not Spider-Man.
Nah, he's too young.
Spider-Man won't be young by the time we're talking about 2025. 2025, 2026, 2027.
Yeah, but then the thing is, because the MCU's ahead of us in real time.
So he
Right?
will be like
Oh.
Oh, right. That's
30 in those type of times. And I think that
Mm.
Spider-Man will be the number one leader. Everyone will follow Spider-Man. But I think with a little bit of Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange is going to be the one who kind of bridges the gap between some of them. But I do believe that Captain America will be there. And I can see Star-Lord definitely being there, but I think it's going to be more of like a group effort, like than one thing. But the one person will be Spider-Man because he's also the biggest money maker. He's the strongest character, period.
Yeah. Spider-Man is DC's Batman. I mean Marvel's Batman, Mickey Mouse. Like that's the guy that they lean on. He has 17 million comics. He has 17 million partners, and that's like so they're gonna definitely do. And look, then Far From Home made a bill. No Way Home made a bill.
In the middle of a
Homecoming
pandemic.
almost made a bill. I can definitely see him maybe not even like leading the team in terms of like I'm gonna tell you what to do, but through his actions. Like when shit
who they
hits
look
the fan,
they look towards, they look at
he's-
him like, all right, so you're gonna do it, Peter? Yeah.
we're all gonna do it. If you can do it, we can do it. Yeah, I like that. I like that each person will have something to do. It won't just be Tony and Cap and everybody's just kind of like following them. It's everybody has their personality, can do something, and they'll feel like a more full form team. I like that.
Yeah.
Look at us. We need to write these scripts. Oh, one last thing. I just thought about this because of Zach, because you made a video about this, but a lot of the conversation about this movie was who was going to die, and no one did.
Not a single person.
How do you guys? Because you made a whole video about like the percentages of who's going to die, and a lot of people did. A lot of people made those videos because it was kind of teased. That how do you feel about that, guys? About like the fact that they kind of teased it. James Gunn kind of said something like not everybody's going to make it, and then they subverted expectations and didn't pull that off.
I loved it. I mean, honestly, I was happy in the end that no one had to die. But I also would have been fine if Drax died. I would have been fine if Gamora died, because I think this the end of their whole arc. So you could have had them die. But I also was happy that Drax, instead of seeing his own family, being this father figure for this new family. I thought the story made sense, so I didn't have a problem with him still living, even though he got shot in the leg and did all this other stuff. He could have easily just died, but no problem. But we did lose characters. Just wasn't characters that were from from the beginning. They were the characters that we saw. How Rocky became who he became, and to let Rocky be a leader, sometimes you needed that. You needed him to still have that entire arc.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? How you felt about it?
I'm gonna do a little bit of a plot twist here real quick. Even though I'm glad none of them died, could you imagine if they got rid of 3 out of the 4?
Damn.
Got rid of Drax, got rid of Rocket, got rid of Gamora or Nebula? People would have lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those major tears.
Yeah.
What about you, Zach?
Yeah. For me, it just kind of was a reminder of like, as fans, we like feel like we have ownership over these characters because we love them so much. So we feel like we know what's best. And I just find it kind of funny, like, and I do it too. I did it in the video, where it's like, oh, Drax no longer has Thanos to seek revenge for, so he should die. Nebula's finally happy; she's found a family. She should die. Gamora, she should just sacrifice herself. Like, we're always like, they've come to the end of their stories; they should die. And then you get James Gunn, who's like, I know these characters more than you ever will, and I'm gonna prove it. Because, like how Brian was saying at the beginning, like when Drax was like, you're not a destroyer, you're a dad, and you just see how good he is with kids and the heart he has for kids, and he had a daughter, and it ends with him adopting these kids. And Nebula, who had a terrible father and was tortured as a kid and abused her whole life, she now has a chance to be a mother figure to these children. And it's like these really beautiful character arcs that none of us were thinking about because we didn't have the ownership that James Gunn truly has over these characters that he loves and creates so well. So that subverted expectations in the best way possible, because I love where they all ended off.
Yeah. And they topped the shawarma moment. We haven't had a shawarma moment in a long time since Avengers 1 with them just sitting there eating celebratory, but they were in silence. But here we had them on a dance off and fun. And ended on such a dark movie, ended on such a hopeful, nice moment. So
and Drax dance. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
Drax dancing. Like that's huge.
He's finally loosened up. Yeah, man. Like I really love that. And it was long, but it needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I am never a big like who's gonna die. Like there's certain things I notice fans attached to. Like somebody was like, "Oh, I wanted Dark Hawk to be in the movie, and he wasn't, so I hated it." Like, watch the movie and stop trying to anticipate what you think is gonna happen. Who's the new character? You're supposed to go in there for the Guardians, not some other character that you think is going to be introduced, or some who's going to die. Like a big thing was like Infinity War, who's going to die, and people died, and that was a big thing. But then people were like Endgame, okay, so they're going to take out Cap, they're going to take out Thor, they're going to take out like, let's just see the story they're going to tell, because I'm glad they didn't just take everyone out.
They did it like 3 months ago with Ant-Man. Everyone thought Ant-Man was going to die, and I was like, what?
Movie.
I didn't make it.
His movie.
Sense to me.
No,
like it doesn't make any sense.
make any sense.
Yeah,
hey, no, I still thought what's called the original Ant-Man should have died. Hank Pym should have died. That's what I thought. I thought the entire time they were going towards Hank Pym sacrificing himself. He's leading the ants. He's fighting, and then Kang kills him, and that's what drives everyone to win against Kang. And I thought that would have been a beautiful moment, because he finally gets to put back on the suit. He does it before his wife and his daughter and his granddaughter. That would have been a good ending to the movie. I just thought that was it. It was too much that nothing even mattered. I was like, oh yeah, now we're all back to exactly where we were before. Don't worry about it. So, yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you hire Rick and Morty writers, because that's exactly what happens in those shows.
That's exactly.
A bunch of stuff happens, and then they go back home, and everything's the same as it was before. So that they don't know how to. They need to get those guys off of the Avengers movies. Yeah. I don't want to fire anybody, because everyone should get work, but so far
just
they
not
haven't.
that.
They haven't done a good job. Yeah, give them something else, Disney. The Star-Lord will return with something tragic happens to Gamora when she's with the Scavengers, so there'll be a fourth and possible fifth and possibly a Scavengers. Depends on the box office. Gotta go. Thank you for joining, Jonathan. That's interesting ideas as well. You never know. That's how they finally get those two back together. This is a pause on their relationship, but they end up together while they find themselves. It's probably not going to happen.
Kitty Pryde is going to be on Battle World.
Yeah, you can see that, because that's who he marries in the comics. We can see them doing that. Hey, uncles. Oh, my niece is here. Thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate you guys. Did you guys see Guardians yet? Let me know. Roland says, hello, peeps. Hey, Roland, thanks for joining the stream. We finna get y'all in the writer's room. It sounds like if we get us in the writer's room, we're all just going to kill all the characters off.
And everyone's dead. But it doesn't matter, because if you read comic books, no one stays dead long. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever we turn into, the producers will end the writer's strike real fast. That's for sure.
Every single villain is going to be an absolute nasty heel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Gamara's arc ended when she got yeeted off a cliff.
Oh, jeez.
You.
Oh my god.
We did not just do Soldier Boy.
Oh no. I have to make that a video now.
That's what
I just falling.
That's what Thanos did.
But yeah, this was amazing, guys. I'm really glad to have all you guys on. Each was to go around, talk about what you guys have going on for this week and next week, and why people should check out your channel. And Brian, go first.
I'm Brian the Grizzly. I'm 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. We do movie reviews. We do TV show reviews. We do comic book reviews. We go to Comic Cons. Apparently, we go to as many as we can go to. We just love anything nerdy, anything you can talk about that has meaning. We want to talk about it. And we love doing our live shows on Mondays and Thursdays. We used to do it about 9 Central, which is about 10 Eastern. We just want to talk about things like this. We love having people in our chat. We like to involve them. And it kind of shapes the way our show goes. We'll break up our videos into smaller bite-sized things, but we want to have a conversation that goes on and that everyone could be a part of, because everyone's opinion is worth having. So that's kind of where we stand.
Yeah, man. Dave, what you got coming up?
Currently, I have a video out now. I went over a couple of my most recent movie theater experiences, but I do movie reviews, I do TV show reviews, I do the occasional energy drink reviews. Monday, I'll have my review for Hypnotic out when I see it. Yeah, check me out.
Cool.
Oh, he also did Polite Society, which was an interesting film too. You did a review for that as well.
Oh yeah, that was out too.
Yep, check him out. And he's on his way to 400 subscribers, so sub to him, guys. Just get him there. And Zach.
Yeah, you can find me at Zach Millen Talks Movies, where I talk about movies. I do movie reviews. I do a live show every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Central Time, where we just break down the movie news. We'll have some fun topics as well in there. Trying to hit 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you guys want to come on over, join the community, we have a lot of fun talking about movies, and we'd love to have you join us. And I've got a spoiler conversation for Guardians Volume 3 going on as well tomorrow night with my friend Zach Guller, who also just shout out to him as well. Check out Zach Guller's channel. He's awesome. And yeah, that's what we got going on right now.
Yeah, he just did a spoiler review with his girlfriend, and it was really fun. So yeah, definitely check him out. But yeah, this was really, really fun. If you are new to the channel watching this afterwards, this is Zach Attack Reviews. Sub to me too. I know I just showcased 3 awesome channels, but yeah, on my way to 500 subscribers. I do movie reviews. I don't really do television show reviews anymore because it's really hard to keep up.
Yeah.
The television shows, I don't know how you guys do it. But yeah, I do trailer reactions. I do ranking lists. I have my Hypnotic review out right now. I got to see it a week early. And I have my best movies I saw in April coming out very, very soon. And my Throwback Thursday review for Harold and Kumar Goes to White Castle. Spoiler, I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. But yeah, just check all of us out. Really, really great up-and-coming reviewers who love entertainment. And yeah, appreciate everybody watching us out and checking it all. And like Clay said, all the Zach channels. We got to do like a Zachathon.
Yeah, just get all the Zach.
Me, you, Guller, and I think there's like one other guy.
Pope.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, we really need to get Pope on there to help us out. But yeah, this was really fun. I really like working with you guys all the time, and yeah, we'll see all you guys next time. Peace.